Welcome to this Tutor You Criminology video for WJEC Level 3 Applied Criminology. In this video we're going to look at the criminal justice system. The criminal justice system is the collective term that is given to the agencies that are involved in the detection, prevention and enforcement of the law. There are numerous agencies within the criminal justice system and each has specific responsibilities for the detection, prosecution, judgment and punishment of offenders. This includes the monitoring of offenders both inside and outside of institutions, as well as ensuring appropriate sentences for specific crimes. In this video, we're going to look at the different agencies that are involved in the criminal justice system. In the early stages of the criminal justice system, there is the police, and they are responsible for the enforcement of law and investigation of crimes. There are 43 regional police forces funded by the government through the Home Office. Their role is to collect evidence and liaise with the Crown Prosecution Service in charging and prosecution of offenders. They are also often called upon to provide evidence in His Majesty's courts. The police have further responsibilities which include managing both the accused who are on remand and offenders who are released on parole or licence, and they liaise with the National Probation Service in the management of these offenders. The Ministry of Justice is the government agency that is responsible for the management of the courts, prison service and probation. As part of their role, they are responsible for the appointment of judges and magistrates to criminal cases. They are also responsible for the safeguarding of victims, including children, vulnerable people and those seeking access to justice. The Ministry of Justice has a departmental budget of around £12 billion a year in order to carry out these services. The Crown Prosecution Service is an independent body that makes decisions on whether cases should be prosecuted and what charges should be levied, particularly in more complex and serious offences. They advise the police during initial investigations as to the validity and reliability of evidence, and they prepare cases and present them at court through the use of KCs, King's Counsellors, who are barristers who represent the Crown in criminal cases. They also provide information, assistance and support to victims and prosecution witnesses. His Majesty's Courts and Tribunals is responsible for the administration of criminal, civil and family courts and tribunals in England and Wales, and this includes criminal cases. Judges and magistrates employed by HM courts and tribunals administer punishment for offenders who are found guilty of offences. They also provide supporting administration for a fair, efficient and accessible courts and tribunal system, enabling both individuals and the state to take cases to court. The National Probation Service is responsible for managing offenders throughout their time in the criminal justice system. They work with other agencies such as the police and courts to monitor offenders who are released on parole or licence, and it is their responsibility to report any further offences committed by offenders or breaches of parole or licence conditions to the police. They liaise with the police and prisoners to facilitate the release of offenders, making arrangements with the prison service and the police to ensure effective monitoring of offenders that are released on parole or licence. The Sentencing Council is an independent body that reviews the sentences that are handed down by the judiciary in criminal cases to ensure a fair and proportionate sentence. They liaise with other legal professionals and pressure groups in making these judgments and review existing cases and the severity of the punishment that was handed out. They also produce guidelines on sentencing for the judiciary and criminal justice professionals, and they aim to increase the public understanding of sentencing for specific crimes. That concludes this Tutor to You Criminology video for Level 3 Applied Criminology, looking at the criminal justice system. Thanks for watching.